All right, I'm losing my light. I got to get this done. Today's message was about just sticking to the facts. And what that means is throughout your day, just going by the facts. What's going on in the present moment instead of making stories up in your head. For example, if someone in your family gets sick and you start to get into worry and fear that they're going to die, that's not sticking to the facts. Stick to the facts and take care of what's in front of you. They have an illness, go to the doctor or help them get what they need to get better. Just stick to the facts. But so many humans, all of us humans, are driven by 100 forms of fear because so many of us forget or don't know how to draw God near. Some of you are reacting off fear and you don't even know it. I didn't know it until I had a mentor that showed me how. It was my alcoholism that brought me to my knees and forced me to have to ask someone for help. What I was doing wasn't working, and I was ready to die because of my alcoholism and my drug addiction 19 years ago. I haven't had a drug or a drink in 19 years. And I learned that I was driven by 100 forms of fear, and that fear is like a corroding thread that just raises havoc all through your life. It steals your present moment. It steals the joy in whatever you're doing right then. It ruins relationships. It steals time, precious time. It steals so many things from you. So just stick to the facts that are in front of you and don't make up stories in your head. You know, women are famous for that. When our man is going to the gym or going somewhere, they think, oh, you're gonna like meet some girl, you're gonna run off and leave me, or we're afraid for so many reasons. When our partner leaves, people often go into fear mode. And the thing to do that we must do is trust our source, our higher power, whoever that is for you. There is something in charge, and it's not you. There is a spiritual battle going on. There's a battle right now, and it's alive and well and wants to drag you down to hell, this evil force. But there's an all-powerful source too that loves you, adores you, is there for you, and you can tap into at any time. And one way, the best way that I've learned to do that is early in the morning when I wake up, because my head wakes up negative. The enemy is already attacking me, and my head's already saying negative things to me. Left on auto mode, that's what happens. We must steer it. We must make a conscious decision to pay attention to our thoughts and steer them in the right direction. And the way to do that in the morning is to read something positive. Read something that speaks to your soul. I have a few meditation books that I read. And today, the first one, the message was about sticking to the facts. Just stick to the facts and don't make stories up in your head. And the second one was about Christ and drawing near and trusting source. And the third one was about, I believe, character defects and allowing source to remove them, and just knowing that even the what you would think are defects, things that like one of mine is I have a hard time being on time. I'm not the most punctual person. Being late, that to me that's a character defect. But we must ask God to remove them, and they leave in God's time. My being late might be being used by Source to help someone else, trigger someone else, and they got to deal with being more unconditional or kind or loving to tolerant to someone that's late. I don't know. Anyhow, the point is that God uses everything. God uses everything good and bad about you, however you perceive it. There really is nothing bad. It just is. Being human, you just are. You're not all good. You're not all bad. There's a little bit of good in the worst of us. There's a little bit of bad in the best of us. Working 22 years in prison, I learned that. The real meaning of that. Boy. Yeah. So you cannot judge a book by its cover. And so when it comes to fear, you got to draw God near. And really the simple sentence is what I use and what I've been taught. When a fear comes up, like, God, remove my fear of what this person thinks of me and direct my attention the way you would have me be. It's very selfish to be caught up in fear. We're worried about me. How's it going to affect me? And we cannot be useful to God and our fellows if we're caught up in we're afraid of what's going to happen to us. We're supposed to be useful to God and to others. So to take the focus off you, ask God to remove it too. Gotta ask. Ask. Be an ask hole. Spiritual asshole. Ask. God always hears a heartfelt prayer that's honest and sincere, and that is aimed at helping others too. You don't ever pray for something just for you. It's just a universal thing. It's got to be heartfelt, and it's got to benefit others too. I hope that that's been valuable to you today. If not, just valuable that I showed up for you today. I will show up every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And because I get mixed up sometimes when I get so tired, you might get an extra, like yesterday. I'm not good at public speaking, but I will do my best to get better and better at bringing messages that might bring value to you. I've learned a lot, and I love my life. I kind of hate my life too. It's hard to explain. They both exist at the same time. And the only thing that I really get joy and value from is helping others too. I love the saying that as a recovering person from alcoholism, that if you have one hand in the hand of a mentor and one hand in the hand of a newcomer, then you don't have a hand to pick up a drink. So when all else fails, work with someone else, help someone else, reach out to someone else, call someone, help someone, be useful in some way. That's our job, is to help each other. It's your job to heal yourself and help others too. And I learned that the biggest pain was the source of where I'm most useful. Being my alcoholism and losing my kid 19 years ago and going through a bunch of abuse as a kid has enabled me to help women, so many women, and that's my spot where I am able to give that away. You have to give it away in order to keep it, actually. It's a universal thing. You must give it away, what you've received, in order to keep it. So jumping on here is one way I attempt to give it away. And I learned from my mentors, sometimes it doesn't even matter what they say, just the fact that they showed up during when I was at the worst. Last year especially, and just knowing that there was a person that I knew that would be there. Their video would be up. To just hearing their voice gave me a comfort to keep going. And that's pretty awesome that we could do that for each other. Pretty awesome that we're all connected that way. And you have something good to say too. You are valuable and meaningful to someone too. even if you don't feel like it. Feelings aren't the truth. I gotta get, the sun's going down, I'm losing my light. It's getting late tonight. Love you guys.